Good morning and welcome. It's good to be back home. We continue with our heart failure awareness series. We are currently in episode 7. We cover a very important topic, from pressure to failure. What is the deadly link of high blood pressure and heart failure? Hypertension is commonly called the silent killer. Reason being, many have it and are not aware and suddenly develop complications. High blood pressure is the leading cause of heart failure worldwide. So how does hypertension or high blood pressure affect the heart? There are many mechanisms how the pressure affects the heart. Number one, when you have constantly high blood pressure, it affects the left ventricle. The left ventricle is the main chamber that pumps blood out of the heart. Due to excess workload, the left ventricle thickens. Just imagine when you lift weight, you develop muscles. So when you have high blood pressure, the heart is working excessively, the left ventricle thickens. And when the muscle gets thick, it becomes stiff. It's not able to relax well, leading to diastolic heart failure or heart failure with preserved ejection fraction. With time, the heart gets tired. The ventricle gets bigger, it stretches, and it is not able to pump well, leading to systolic heart failure with reduced ejection fraction. So the left ventricle thickens initially, gets stiff, not able to relax well, diastolic heart failure. With time, it stretches, gets bigger, dilated, and is not able to pump well, leading to systolic heart failure. So that is one main effect on the heart muscle. Number two, high blood pressure also affects the heart arteries, the coronaries. High blood pressure injures the coronary blood vessels, and this the injury leads to inflammation that leads to plaque buildup, what we call atherosclerosis. This leads to narrowing of the arteries and can lead to angina and also heart attack. Effect number 3 is also on the heart valves. When the heart muscle stretches, gets dilated, it affects the valves. The valves are not able to close well, both the mitral, the valve on the left side, and the tricuspid. The valves become leaky and blood flows back, what we call regurgitation. And these leaky valves worsen the heart failure. The other effect of high blood pressure on the heart is abnormal heart rhythms. When the heart muscle gets thick and stretches, this interrupts the electrical activity of the heart, predisposing to atrial fibrillation. And atrial fibrillation is one of the commonest arrhythmias. It worsens the heart failure and also increases the risk of stroke. And remember, with now hypertension causing heart failure, there is a risk of sudden cardiac death and cardiac arrest. So hypertension is very detrimental to the heart. It affects the heart muscle, which gets thicker, diastolic heart failure. With time, it stretches, not able to pump, leading to systolic heart failure with reduced ejection fraction. Number 2, it affects the coronary blood vessels, leading to narrowing, atherosclerosis, and heart attacks. Number 3, it affects the heart valves. With the stretch, the valves get leaky, and this worsens the heart failure. Number 4, it predisposes to abnormal heart rhythms, atrial fibrillation, that worsens the heart failure and increases the risk of death. So we need to be aware of this and manage the hypertension well. Numbers don't lie. We said hypertension is the leading cause of heart failure globally. The Framingham study showed that 90% of the people with heart failure had a history of hypertension. Hypertension increases your risk of heart failure by 2 to 3 times. But the good news is that with treating hypertension, you reduce your risk of heart failure by 50%. So there's something that you can do. We said when we were talking of the causes of heart failure, hypertension is heart failure stage A. So if you have hypertension, you're in heart failure stage A. This means you are at risk. Remember, when you're in stage A, you are at risk. You don't have heart failure. You can do something to prevent yourself from getting heart failure. Once your ventricle gets big, once your ventricle thickens, you move from stage A heart failure to stage B. Now you already have structural damage. So if you have had an ECG done and you are told that your left ventricle is thick, we are already in stage B, heart failure. And the next step is overt, stage C, when you develop the symptoms. So please act when you're in stage A. When you have hypertension, control the pressure well so that you're able to prevent and protect yourself from getting heart failure. Remember, we are raising this awareness series so that you can act before it is too late. Heart failure does not occur overnight. But the good news is that you can act if you have hypertension before you develop heart failure. What are the practical steps that you can take to prevent yourself from getting from pressure to failure, from hypertension to heart failure? Number one, check your blood pressure regularly. When was the last time you checked your pressure? We have said 1 in 3 have hypertension. Many are not aware. It's the silent killer. When was the last time you checked your pressure? This is a call to action for you to go check your pressure. Number 2, if you have hypertension, regular home monitoring. Many people are on treatment, but their pressures are high. Even if you are taking your medication and the pressure is still high, remember the damages we have talked to are still occurring. So you need to be treated and treated to target. Aim for a pressure below 120/80 unless advised otherwise by your doctor. So check your pressure, maintain the regular checkup so that even if you're on medication, you are well controlled. And there are many, many lifestyle measures which you can do to control your pressure. Healthy diet. Limit your salt intake. Doesn't matter whatever salt you are using. Salt is salt. So less salt in your diet. Healthy diet. Adequate sleep. In an adult, you need about 7 to 9 hours. Maintain a healthy weight. Any 5 to 10% weight loss. If you are hard rate, reducing by 10%, 10 kilos has a significant effect on your blood pressure. Stress management, all these things worsen. Manage stress well, relaxation, prayers, meditation, exercise. Exercise is also very key. Aim for 30 minutes every day, 5 days in a week, and have 2 days of weight muscle building exercises. Remember, management of pressure is not just drugs. Drugs is just one aspect. There are very many lifestyle measures that you can do to ensure your pressure is well controlled. We have said hypertension is stage A heart failure. You need to act at that time when you are at risk before it develops from pressure to failure. And if you already have hypertension, when was the last time you had a heart check? Have you had an ECG done, electrocardiogram? Anyone with blood pressure should have an ECG done. So the next time you see your doctor and you have high blood pressure, ask for a heart check. The bare minimum you should have should be an ECG done annually. And if your ECG is abnormal, get an echocardiogram done. So please talk to your doctor about having a heart check. So our call to action today: have you checked your pressure recently? If not, let it done. If you have high blood pressure, ensure you do regular monitoring. And if you also have hypertension, have you had a heart check done? Talk to your doctor about an ECG and an echocardiogram. And remember, there are measures that you can take to prevent yourself from moving from pressure to failure. Awareness is key. Don't just treat your pressure, treat and ensure it is controlled. And we have said it's not just medication, it's medication plus lifestyle. So please keep your questions in the comment section. Any question on heart failure, we'll keep answering them as we continue with our awareness series. Stay tuned for episode 8, where we will talk about common myths of heart failure. What are the myths that you have heard about heart failure? Post them in the comment section. Dr. Beatrice Muthui-Mutua, saving lives one heart at a time.